Hi children, good morning all. Welcome back to our online classes again. What is the difference between this online class and previous online class is previously we people are not familiar with each other. Through voice only you people came to know about the teachers, isn't it? But this time you people can imagine the structure and way of the style which the teacher is taking the class, all you familiar, isn't it? So with that, please imagine us like that children and listen the class properly. What to do, our situation is like that, and we not do anything. So again we'll start with our online classes for the incompleted portions of our class 11, right children? Please cooperate us and do the work given by the teachers properly. It's purely for your betterment only, and so don't miss to watch the videos which we posted through online classes. So children, let's enter into the class now. As like our previous classes, we can't go easily through online classes, you know very well. Anyhow, I tried to complete the portion little bit fast. Okay, children, last class we have completed with the nervous system, and today we are going to see a chemical coordination and integration. And another one lesson also there, that is last lesson, that you take it as one project and read by yourself, and if you have any doubt please clarify with me children, because still we want to complete a few more lessons in botany also. So since that lesson is very easy, that is economic zoology, trends in economic zoology is very easy and you people can learn by yourself, so please go through it and complete it. Okay, so today I am going to start with unit 4 chapter 11, chemical coordination and integration. Already I have given an introduction about this lesson when I was taking the nervous system, right? That each system has its own function, like digestive system has a digestion function, reproductive system has reproductive function, excretory system have excretory function, like that each and every system have its own function and also done simultaneously without any interpretation of each other, that you know very well, isn't it? These maintain the homeostatic condition. This perfect function of each system maintain the homeostatic conditions of all animals body. Okay, these are possible by a two system. One is nervous system, another one is endocrine system. These two systems help to coordinate the functions of all other organ system and to do without any disturbance, right? So already we have discussed about a nervous system, the nervous system which control the functions of our body through nerves, through send a stimuli through the nerves, and same way this endocrine system, that is chemical coordinating system, which control the functions of human body and also in some other animals through their secretion called hormones. What are hormones? Hormones are nothing but which are secreted by endocrine gland, which are chemical in nature, and these endocrine gland secrete their respective hormone and pour directly into their surrounding fluid called blood. The blood carry this hormones to the target organs, right? So they don't have any duct to send their secretion to the target organs. Okay, because endocrine glands are placed in different parts of our body. Say for example pituitary, which is placed below the hypothalamus, that is in the head, and thyroid gland located in the throat region, and over the thyroid gland parathyroids also present. And if you come below near to the heart, that is in the thoracic region, there is a gland called thymus gland, and below the thymus gland in the abdomen region we have pancreas, adrenal gland, and in the lower abdomen we have ovaries in the female and testes in the male. So like that, different endocrine glands are located in different parts of our body, and also their secretions have different function in different parts of the body. Say for example, pituitary is located in the head. Though it is located in the head, its secretion also in the head region only, but its function will be in the different regions of our body. So how it performs this function? It is by the blood. The secretion of the endocrine glands or enter into the blood. Blood carry this secretion to the target organs of our body, right? So since it don't have any duct to carry their secretion, endocrine glands are called as ductless glands. Okay, in this chapter we are going to discuss about different endocrine glands and their hormones, and human, what are the various endocrine glands located in the human, like pituitary, thyroid, parathyroid, thymus, pancreas, adrenal, testis, ovary, pineal gland, like that different endocrine glands, their secretion and their function and their malfunction, everything we are going to discuss in this lesson. Okay children, let's start. Introduction, please go through by yourself children. I don't want to go through that, waste the time. Endocrine glands and hormones. Physiological function of our body is regulated and coordinated by both neural and endocrine systems. The endocrine system influences the metabolic activities by means of hormones, which are chemical messengers released into the blood, circulated as chemical signal, and act specifically on certain organs or tissues called target organs or target tissues. So this is about what endocrine system. So that is endocrine system influence on the metabolic activities. How they are influenced on metabolic activity? By means of hormones. So what are hormones? Hormones are chemical messengers. Where they are released? They are released into the blood. From the blood, where it is traveled to the specific or target tissues. Hormones may speed up or slow down or alter the activity of the target organs. What the hormones will do in their target organs? In the target organs, hormones whether speed up the, if organ wants to speed up their action, it's make it to speed up. If it wants to slow down its activity, it's make it to slows down. Like that function it will do. The hormones secreted do not remain permanently in the blood, but are converted by the liver into inactive compound and excreted by the kidney. Listen, this is very important things children. The hormones secreted by the endocrine glands will not be permanently placed in the blood. Then what it will be, what happened to that after its function? After its function over, these hormones will be inactivated by the liver and make it to excreted by the kidneys. Hormones are chemical messengers because they act as organic catalyst and coenzymes to perform specific function in the target organs. Okay, why hormones are called chemical messengers? You people can get sometimes as 1 mark or 2 mark questions. Okay, because hormones act as an organic catalyst. That means it speed up the reaction and act as a coenzyme. What is mean by coenzyme? Along with the enzyme, this hormone combine and make the reaction to speed up, okay, or the activity of the organ to speed up. Since it cooperates with the another enzyme, it is also called as what? Coenzyme. And the target organs contain receptor molecules either on the surface or within the cell. Although different hormones come in contact with the cell, only the cells that contain receptor molecules specific to that hormones are physiologically activated. A single hormone may have multiple effects on a single target tissues or on different target tissues. Okay. So when you see what should I say? See, I said the hormones have functions in its target organ. Hormones have functions in its target organs, I said, isn't it? How? Okay, blood carry all the hormones. Blood carry all the hormones, that is like pituitary secrete 8 different types of hormone. Thyroid secrete thyroxine hormone. Parathyroid secrete 2 hormones, aldosterone, cortisone. And same way pancreas secrete insulin and glucagon. Like that, each and every endocrine gland secrete different hormones. All the hormones enter into the blood. Okay, but how each hormone has its own target organ. In that place only it will perform its function, right? How it can find its target organ or target tissue and perform the function is there, isn't it? You know, you have a confusion in that place, isn't it? Because ஒவ்வொரு target tissueலையும் ஒரு receptor cell இருக்கும். அந்த receptor cell particular ஹார்மோன் கூட மட்டும்தான் இன்ட்ராக்ட் ஆகும், மற்ற ஹார்மோன்ஸ் கூட இன்ட்ராக்ட் ஆகாது. சே ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள், இப்போ பிளட்டில் எடுத்துட்டிங்கன்னா பிளட் செல்ஸில் குளுக்கோஸ் இருக்கும். இந்த குளுக்கோஸ் வந்துட்டு குளுக்கோகானாக மாறுறது வந்து பார்த்துட்டிங்கன்னா பை த ஆக்ஷன் ஆஃப் இன்சுலின். அப்போது அந்த பிளட் செல்ஸ் வந்துட்டு எப்போ வந்து எதுக்கு மட்டும்தான் ரெஸ்பாண்ட் பண்ணுன்னா, இட் ரெஸ்பான்ஸ் டு இன்சுலின் ஹார்மோன் ஒன்லி. It will not respond to other hormone to convert the glucose into glucagon. Okay, so that's what I am saying. Each and like that every target organ, say for example pituitary secrete thyroid stimulating hormone. Pituitary secrete thyroid stimulating hormone. It function only in the thyroid gland. It function only in the thyroid gland. That is, this is the target organ of that particular hormone. So it will not function over any adrenal gland or any liver or stomach, nothing. But it perform only its function on the thyroid gland. How it can perform only in the thyroid gland? Thyroid has receptor site for that particular hormone. So when the hormone travel through the blood, when it find the receptor site of thyroid gland, there it perform its function. Like that each and every hormone has its own function on its particular target organ only. That's what discussed here. Next, you can find the different endocrine glands located in our body. Please go through by yourself, children. Many hormones exhibit long-term changes like growth, puberty, pregnancy. Hormones often influence many organs and organ system at the same time. Serious deficiency or excess secretion of hormones leads to disorders. Okay, so okay, in that case sometimes the hormones may be secreted more or hormones secreted less. Okay, what happen in that situation? It leads to some disaster. Okay, disorder. If hormone is secreted more, also a problem. If hormone secreted by less, also problem. It causes some disorder, related disorder to that particular person. Hormones coordinate different physical, physiological, mental activities and maintain the homeostasis. You know very well what is meant by homeostasis. Hormones are composed of water soluble proteins or peptides or amine or fat soluble steroids. Okay, hormones also made up of maybe a protein or peptides or amine or fat soluble steroids. Homeostasis is a definition given in the bracket. Please go through it, children. And next, human endocrine system. There are two glandular system that you know very well. Only one is exocrine gland, another one is endocrine gland. Exocrine gland, which have the gland secrete enzymes, saliva and sweat, and have duct that carry their substances to the membranes of feces. Example, salivary gland and gastric glands. Hope you could understand these sentences. Endocrine gland called ductless gland. Already I spoke about it, because they don't have any duct to carry their secretion. That's what it is called as ductless glands. Ductless glands produce hormone and lack duct. They release their hormones to the surrounding tissue fluid. The hormones circulate around the body and eventually reach the target organ. Endocrine glands include the pituitary, parathyroid, pineal, adrenal, thymus, and are also known as exclusive endocrine gland. So, there are, among this endocrine glands, some endocrine glands are exclusive endocrine glands. What are they? Pituitary, thyroid, parathyroid, pineal, adrenal, thymus. These are called exclusive endocrine glands. And hypothalamus, along with neural function, also produce hormones and is considered as a neuroendocrine gland. In addition, several organs such as pancreas, gastrointestinal tract epithelium, kidney, heart, gonads, and placenta are also have endocrine function and known as partial endocrine gland. See, in the tablet column, you can see the chemical class of the hormone and chemical properties of the hormone, and example for each class is given in the table. Go through by yourself, children. Next one is hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is a small cone shaped structure that projects downward from the brain, ending into the pituitary stalk. It interlinks both the nervous and endocrine system. The hormone which interlink both nervous system and endocrine system is hypothalamus.